Hey guys, my name is Leah Hicks and I'm from South Carolina. And today I am going to be presenting to you on the topic of gun control. So just a little bit about this. I'm more specifically going into the White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention. This is actually through the Biden and Harris administration. So just a little bit of background for the policy area. Like I said, this is gun violence prevention, and it was started back in 2023 by President Joe Biden. And this ultimately just enforced the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. And the Safer Communities Act kind of put rules forth to try to make things safer. For example, two of these would be they raised the gun ownership age to 21 years old. And the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act also wanted to put more stress on authorities to prosecute traffickers. And moving on down to the history of this policy. So again, this was created back in September of 2023. So it's about a little over a year old now. The director of the Office of Gun Violence Prevention is Stephanie Feldman. And this is actually overseen by Kamala Harris. And again, this is all based on and built upon the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. And so just for a straight up definition, the problem statement is simple. Gun control is needed for the U.S. Ultimately, it's needed for the entire world because it promotes safety. However, for the focus of this policy, it focuses on the 50 states in the United States. The main thing is for safety. So we know that guns can be in the wrong people's hands and it can be used for other things. There's a difference between using guns for hunting, for food, and there's a difference between using guns for violence. And so this act is wanting to cut down on the gun violence, like school shootings, just anything that has to do with the deadly weapon usage. So the position statement. So the NASW, or the National Alliance of Social Workers, supports the implementation of firearm laws and policies that protect communities from gun violence. And I got this from Joyner et al., and that's from 2021. So it's safe to say that the National Alliance of Social Workers is in support of this policy. So part of the White House Office of Gun Prevention, they have come up with a few recommendations, and I will be talking about the reason to enforce these. And so some of the recommendations are to ban assault weapons and high capacity magazines, safe storage of firearms, background checks before purchasing a firearm if of age, and then holding gun manufacturers liable. And last but not least is for more police officers on our streets. All of these recommendations came from the Biden-Harris administration, and this would supplement the policy. So to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, these are typically your guns that are used in the high-violence areas, like school shootings. Storage of safe firearms, that's to keep the guns out of the hands of children. Background checks are just to ensure that you are mentally okay to own a firearm. You're not a dangerous person. And then to hold gun manufacturers liable, let's say they don't do what they're supposed to do and they sell a gun to someone who doesn't need to have one. This can help them be a little bit more stricter on who they sell to. And last but not least, the more police officers, that can help cut down on the day-to-day street gun violence. And as you'll see on the bottom of my infographic, I do have quite a few citations, and this copy will be provided to you. But if you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to me. Again, my name is Leah Hicks, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me.